Everyone, welcome to Zealots. I'm Forrest,
No, I'm Robbie.
and sorry we've been gone for a while. I think we've just had some people unable on certain days, and I'm unable on certain days. So it's just
Forrest over here just caught the COVID.
That's true. I got the Rona, so
Got the Rona.
if I sound a little huskier than usual, that's why. But yeah, today we're going to talk about the House of the Dragon finale. And we're going to talk about the latest Andor episode. And so it shouldn't be too long of an episode. But yeah, House of the Dragon. So, I know Matt said that nothing happens. And he was, I'd say, 80% right. Something interesting.
There was stuff happening. Well, a lot of it's thrown at you at the end.
Yeah, something did happen at the very end, but the large majority of this episode was just people standing around talking, and it was really just the last episode where it was from Alicent's perspective, and it was all in King's Landing. This episode was all from Rhaenyra's perspective. It was all in Dragonstone.
Yeah, them hearing it.
Yeah, so it's other news that Aegon's been crowned, and what's her name? Rhaenys, the older Targaryen lady. It's pretty much just telling she could have just ended the series just by cooking,
right
just cooking them alive there. The series would have ended right there, fine. But now they got stretched out into 4 seasons. So I mean, there was a lot of it was just build up to the end, and I've said this probably before, but it's sort of this show is the opposite of Game of Thrones, where in Game of Thrones there was so much story where they had to cut some stuff out. In House of the Dragon, which is based on Fire and Blood, there's so little story that they have to stretch it out as much as they can, make it last 4 seasons. So I definitely was really bored for a large majority of this episode. But from what I remember, there was Daemon had the King's Guard come up and had them swear their oaths in front of a dragon. So it wasn't really, I don't think they were very sincere.
Yeah, it's basically either follow us or get cooked by this dragon right here.
Yeah, it's just maybe you should voluntarily.
Didn't really give an option there.
Yeah, it's kind of yeah, maybe not the best way to buy loyalty. Although fear is a strong motivator.
Rhaenyra has her kid early after hearing the news.
Oh yeah, that's right. So we have another birthing scene. The 50th show. How many
is that? At least 3.
I don't even know how many children she has now. She has the 2, sons of Harwin Strong, and I think she had 2 more with Daemon, and this was the 3rd one with Daemon. So she has she was supposed to have 5 total, but I don't know, she could have more. And then I don't even know who the 2 girls with the white hair are. Are they?
I keep mixing up the whole family tree
because they keep recasting them every episode.
Yeah, of who's really,
and they all have the same names.
They
all have the same names, Joffrey, Viseria.
It feels like you need to study a family tree to really follow some of the things.
It's you really do have to watch the YouTube videos about the lore of Westeros to understand this show. So I'm just but yeah, I mean, it's confusing, but I don't know. Corlys Valerian finally came back into the show. He was gone for 2 or 3 episodes. It was he had to take back the stepstones. That would have been interesting to watch, but they're just no, let's just focus on the family drama. Not the so
soap opera with dragons.
Valerian came back, and he pledged loyalty to Rhaenyra's, whatever her name is, even though Daemon killed her brother, killed his brother. Remember that? So that's
and they were, they were all plotting a war, except Rhaenyra is the only one trying to show any restraint.
Yeah. So they have the Navy, and they just need to get oaths.
Yeah, it can block the river.
Yeah.
What did they call
well,
that?
They need point? Yeah, the narrow sea or whatever, so they can just block off trading and pretty much put an embargo on King's Landing. But I think they need
They
storms.
have all the dragons, as Damon was trying to point out.
I think they have more dragons. I think Aemon has the biggest though, as we saw. But I don't know how many others. I think there's a few more that the Greens have. So.
But she doesn't want to rule over a land of bone and ash, I think were her words.
Well, that's what's going to happen, it looks like. So, but I think they needed Baratheon or Storm's End in order to make that happen, and Baratheon's not playing ball because didn't Aemond... Who's going to marry one of the Baratheon's daughters? Is Aemond going to marry one of them, or is it someone else?
I haven't followed all that too well.
I have no idea. Yes, I mean, I think maybe one of Aegon's sons is going to marry.
Have you noticed the whole intros system? That cinematic is showing like the bloodline, and each of those nodes is a different person, and they kind of change it up as characters die. They'll have like more blood shows up.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know they changed it. Yeah, I started rewatching.
Yeah, and like one of them has a blue gem for who's the one who lost his eye, who has a blue gem in his eye. So you can see which one's his. I only noticed that from a breakdown video on YouTube.
Well, I thought for a second that he was like part White Walker or something like that, because aren't their eyes blue?
Oh.
Or no, it also made me think of the bad guy in Shazam, because he also had like a magic eye. I don't know if you saw that movie, Shazam, but I know you saw Black Adam. That'd have been a nice segue, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, he's kind of like the first Shazam.
Well, so it's just like, well, if he's got a blue gem in his eye, what is the point of the eye patch? You know, like, take a look.
Just to show it off, but not to everybody. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like, I think it would have scabbed over by now, right? Scar tissue would have filled up or covered the eye. I don't know how that would work, but it's gross to think about. So at the end of the episode, something actually happens. We have like a dragon chase, and Aemond.
Oh yeah, Rhaenyra's two sons agree to go out by dragon because it would be the fastest way.
I know.
Tell everybody.
Yeah, the older one, which I don't know if would dragons really be faster than ravens. I mean, I guess
I would think
ravens. So. I mean, I guess dragons are heavier, so maybe I don't know. I'm sure the aerodynamics would work. I figure something smaller and lightweight could fly somewhere faster. They could flap their wings faster than a dragon, but whatever. They should maybe just said like it makes a bigger statement to say a dragon than a raven. So that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know about dragons flying faster than ravens.
Then they get in a little fight but lose control of their dragons.
Yeah,
that was a really cool sequence of them going through the storm, though. How they did it really showed the scale of that dragon.
Well, reminded me of Star Wars. The Millennium Falcon would always like turn on its side to go through like a cavern, and the TIE fighters couldn't follow through. So it's reminding me of that.
Yeah, just too big a dragon.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny if like the dragon bites the smaller dragon in half, and what's his name, Joffrey falls. And he's saved by a bunch of ravens. He's just like riding ravens.
I told you the ravens were better.
Yeah. But I'm guessing he got eaten by the dragon. It looks like.
If he didn't, he fell to his death. Well, I think in the background you could kind of see him falling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't remember, but it made it seem like he bit him right where he was seated, so.
And he's just like, no. So just going to show you he's not really in control of telling the dragon to do that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like.
And then he basically started a war right there.
It's like, oh crap!
She was trying to hold back fighting anybody, but once she killed her son, it's probably over right there.
I know, he was just like, I am so grounded.
I wonder how he went back and told everybody. Did he tell them exactly what happened, or did he kind of like change it up a little? They didn't really say.
It probably
wasn't really
it
even any words.
It probably would have been smart to not say anything, but I don't know. I guess I don't think
From what I heard, how it happened in the book was someone told me was they found the body of the dragon washed up on shore.
Yeah, I figured that's what was going to happen. Yeah,
washed
so I mean,
up on shore days later.
Yeah, so it's sort of like hard. Like, what else can kill a dragon but a dragon? Like, what else could do that to a dragon besides a much bigger dragon? So it's just sort of like, what's the point of even denying it? The evidence is pretty strong.
Yeah, it's just crazy putting in perspective how massive that dragon was in that flight, though.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
yeah. But yeah, so I'd say like mainly
pretty much the end of that episode.
Yeah, so I mean, this was like
I
this
had
whole
Damon
season
showing up and telling her what happened.
Yeah, this whole season was just set up, basically just like Rings of Power. Like it's all set up. It's all just focused on keeping the product stream going and to keep viewers invested. So it's not really like about like telling a good story yet.
So there's going to be a season 2, I hear.
Oh yeah, I mean, this show has definitely been like. I mean, it's better than Rings of Power, definitely, but I mean, I wouldn't say it's like as good. I'd still say it's like a pretty underwhelming show, but it's still getting a lot of views and people are still enjoying it.
In Rings of Power, they had more happening in like half the episodes.
Well, yeah, same thing. It's just like they're going off like 20 pages of appendices, basically.
Like half the episodes was really nothing happened.
Yeah, it's just like they should just make them
kind of showing off more of what's a character doing. And
yeah, it's like, and a lot of those episodes are like over an hour and like 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. Like they should be like half an hour, and just to like tell a more contained story. But I don't know. We'll get there. So
they had some good episodes in Rings of Power though, but some of them felt pretty slow.
Yeah, they're sort of like quietly dismissing the showrunners, but I also heard that once the series finale aired, it got a lot more views because I guess people started binge watching it after the series was complete.
Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of people who would rather just binge watch the whole season.
They don't want to like watch an episode and wait a week, so
Yeah.
It's sort of like Netflix, I think, sort of were the pioneers in the binge watching. It's like probably should just do that from the get-go.
I just feel it'd be too hard to avoid spoilers for that many weeks about something. Because if something big happens, it's going to be all over the internet.
Yeah. I mean, I've learned that lesson with Game of Thrones. Like, I know that like Joffrey died and like the entire internet celebrated, and I just couldn't avoid that. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I figured they were going to kill him eventually.
I hate it when YouTube videos put big spoilers like in their thumbnail.
Oh yeah. Better Call Saul. How far have you gotten in that?
I haven't. Well, I'm on like halfway through the last season. I haven't finished the whole thing.
Oh, any major deaths yet?
Not of like main characters.
Oh, okay. So. Yeah. Well, let's just say there was a major spoiler that someone put on YouTube, like a screenshot of a major spoiler.
Yeah, don't put major.
And they put it in like
thumbnail.
literally the episode wasn't even out for a freaking day yet. It was like the morning after it come out. I haven't got around to seeing it. I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious?
Do it for clicks, but all the people who don't want to know that scrolling through.
I'm just like, you bastards. Like, at least wait a week. Or at least don't put it as a screenshot. And definitely don't put it in the title.
Yeah, mention it in the video. Don't put it as your thumbnail.
I was so angry. Like, that would have been so enjoyable to see, like, for the first time. But, like, knowing it was going to happen, watching the episode, I was like, it definitely ruined probably one of the most shocking moments in the show for me. So, but yeah. So House of the Dragon, I think we'll definitely see season 2. I don't know. I mean, this show's adequate. I'm not as obviously not a big Game of Thrones fan as people online. So it was definitely.
Well, you just started with season 2 or 3.
I'm almost done with season 2. I got like 3 hours left of the last book. I got to read through or listen to. But there are definitely some changes in the show from the book already, even though like the season's pretty faithful to the main story of the book. It's just like there's some character interactions that don't happen in the book that happen in the show. Because like all the chapters in the book are from a certain character's point of view. So if that character isn't talking to a certain character, they're just going to be mentioned in passing. They're not going to like actually show them. But in the show, it actually shows them talking and shows certain things happening. So it's cool that the show does that. But some characters are just like omitted. Like I said, before, like there's so much story in Game of Thrones. There's like so many characters, so many ancillary characters in like season 2. It's just there are just some that aren't even acknowledged or brought in.
It's hard to keep up with some of them.
Yeah. But anywho, hopefully I can finish that season and finish the book. Well, not finish the book then before finishing the season. So I'm not spoiled. All right, that's all we have. I guess we can move on to Andor. This was
so I watched the last 2 episodes that came out. 7 and 8.
You saw the shore troopers?
Yeah, they're not in white. They're in like a brownish armor.
Yeah.
So
so they arrest Andor, and he goes to this. Really
I guess that's
prison.
what you were texting about the other day. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah,
because I didn't see that episode yet.
It's a shame they don't give him any shoes or footwear. I mean, I guess you don't need like really. They can they'll have to go around barefoot. That just seems like it's a safety hazard. They could drop something on their toe.
I thought you were talking about the shore troopers.
I
didn't see that. They got all this armor, but then they're in like sandals or something.
That's what I meant, like the Baywatch parody. They're just like running around in slow motion, but like they have their helmets on.
I was wondering why they made them all take their shoes off, and they have these like huge boots.
Yeah, I mean,
there's like an electric current going through the floor that they can activate.
It seems they really should give them some sort of footwear because A, they're going to get blisters. B, it's not really sanitary. Like just walk around barefoot on while you're working with like heavy industrial equipment.
But then they can't press a button and shock them.
Don't give them insulated footwear. You can still get electric. Just don't give them shoes with like rubber at the bottom.
Have some like metal contacts inside it or something.
Or just have guns like any other prison. It's not that hard to like keep prisoners in line. But yeah, it just doesn't seem very smart, because they get sick just by walking around like with no feet, with no shoes or socks, or anything covering their feet because they can step on something, get tetanus, So it's just that
Empire's version of PC, even though it's still not that great. But hey, we're not using guns.
We're not using shoes either, so it's just like no shoes, no shirts, no slave labor.
Hey, they give them unlimited food and water, even if it's like tasteless food. They said like the top table gets actual flavor in their food.
Yeah, so it seemed like a pretty awful prison. So it just seems he probably would have been better off staying on was it Xerix or Ferrix?
That sucks. So he really wasn't doing anything.
He literally was. Well, you understand why everyone was running away from the shore troopers, because they know they literally throw people in prison without due process. So it's like they were running away from a reason. They probably hadn't done anything either. They just like knew if they get caught, they're going to go to prison.
Yeah, he's just trying to casually walk away, but
yeah. So it's just like
even though he did do something, but it wasn't for what they were arresting him for.
Yeah, it's like they were just like rounding up people on the beach because I guess they had like a quota for.
You look sweaty. I know you did something.
Yeah.
It's hot out here.
Yeah, so it's just like, they were smart to run. It's like nothing you can do. It's just like a totalitarian system. But yeah, so I guess the rest of the episode was like, there was like, we saw a bit more in Ferrix. I guess his stepmother tried to do something, but she got injured, but we never saw her do it. It was really weird.
Oh yeah, something about opening another entrance or something.
She was doing something to help the rebellion. It had something to do with the hotel, but we didn't actually see her do it. So I thought that was a very strange, creative choice. Just showed her being injured.
Oh yeah.
And we saw the return of his friend from the first episode, or I guess the first 3 episodes, like his construction worker friend. We hadn't seen him for a while. He was talking to his ex-girlfriend, and they're wondering where Andor is, and
they're watching his mom.
The rebellion's also wondering where Andor is, because that one girl's trying to kill him. Remember the blonde chick? She was like ordered by what's the guy's name? Luthen? Yeah, Luthen's assistant ordered her to find and kill Andor. So they're on Ferrix looking for her. And I guess it's confirmed that she's in a relationship with the Indian chick. I think it was like hinted at, but they finally confirmed it, I think, this episode. So
yeah, and they catch that one girl.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because in the episode, the female Imperial officer.
Yeah, they notice her in the crowd. She tries to run away.
It was interesting. She was just like, "You want me to take him out?" And she's like, "No, I want her to see him." And then as soon as they bring her in, she's like, "Get him out of here."
Yeah. It was all just tactics.
Yeah.
Let her see what's going on.
Well, just I guess maybe, just like sure, like if you don't cooperate, this is what's going to happen to you.
This will be you. All right, now get in the same chair.
Yep. So I'm wondering if Bix is going to be sent in the same prison.
So I guess does anybody? I don't think anyone knows where Cassian is, do they?
No, but if you notice,
I wonder how they're going to find that out in the next couple.
I'm guessing either Luthen or someone else is going to find out. Bix might be sent to the same prison, but it looks like there's already some. They still has two prisoners signing each other from across the hallway. So,
wonder what they were talking about.
Sports scores, who knows?
Oh yeah, and I wonder what they have them building. They didn't really tell them, did they?
Probably like weapons or like equipment.
Or a lot of the
stuff.
Same thing, whatever.
It's just like slave labor, which a lot of.
I was thinking it was parts of some robot equipment or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it could like weapons, just equipment. Who knows? Sorry. Wow. Just talking too much. So, we saw this two prisoner signs. So there might be already like be rumblings of a prisoner riot or a prisoner uprising because they mentioned like they could like double your sentence at the end anyway. So
that's messed up.
I know Andy Serkis said like I only have like 200 days left, but
I'm not.
I have a feeling like they might like increase his, and he's like, all right, let's just throw a rebellion, because if there's like no chance of us ever getting out, then what's the point of even working?
If they're just double your sentence when you're about to get out,
so there might be like a prisoner, riot or uprising. So there was like remember that one guy committed suicide just by stepping on the hot floor.
Oh yeah,
it shows you how awful it is. So. We also saw
that they showed those that robot from Rogue One.
Oh yeah. So that was a nice.
It was that same type of robot.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was the exact same one that he was friends with in Rogue One, but
I don't think so because there was two of them. I think it's just the same type of robot. I saw him walking up the hill. I was wondering if it was just a reference or he was actually.
Probably just a reference, but I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be the exact same one that choked him. It's gonna be the one that's his friend in Rogue One. So
probably not.
Yeah. What else? So we saw Saw Gerrera in this episode. I think it's the first time we've seen him in live action since Rogue One, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's been probably been like Rebels and Bad Batch. I think it was Bad Batch for a little bit. Was he in Boba Fett or
he was
Kenobi?
He was in the Clone Wars, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. I don't know if he was in Mandalorian either. Mandalorian's after Return of the Jedi, so he was killed in Rogue One, so that would make sense. So yeah, Saw Gerrera's in this, and I guess he and Luthen were arguing about like there's not really any unity among the rebellion. Or there's different like rebellions going on, like the Gorman Front and some other things he mentioned. So
he was trying to trade parts for him to meet somebody. I wasn't familiar with who they were talking about though. Did you?
Well, Luthen was like listening in on Bix, and she was trying to find Andor, and they're all trying to find Andor. And I don't know if Saw. I think the thing with Saw was something different. So, well, he couldn't. Andor, so he was like, better call Saw. So, but he and Saw couldn't make an agreement. So, because apparently there's like the other rebellion groups don't share the same politics as he does. So they're agree to disagree. So I think that was everything this episode. Mon Mothma was just talking at a party again. Like which she did last episode. And the episode for that, she was just like at a party talking to politicians about.
And she was kind of hinting at one of them what she was doing, but didn't quite tell him everything.
Yeah, she's talking to like
trying to get into her accounts because she can't access her money freely anymore.
Yeah, I guess the Empire has a hold on her, and it seems like her husband's nothing really accelerated this episode. I think she's still talking to her friend who's a banker, but I have a feeling that her husband's going to betray her to the Empire or something, because I think he's starting to get suspicious, it looks like, and he's definitely likes his comfortable lifestyle, doesn't want it threatened. So I have a strong feeling by the end of the season, like she and her husband are gonna her husband's gonna like betray her to the Empire. That seems to be where it's going.
Wouldn't surprise me. I could see that.
Or even worse, maybe her daughter, because her daughter is just a stuck up. It seems that way. So like it's sort of like 1984, where the children like turn the parents in for being party rebels. They could the children in the Empire turn the parents in. There's like a Palpatine youth, like a Hitler youth. She's part of that. So, but yeah, so like her story wasn't very interesting this season, but hopefully it'll pick up. And there's like 4 episodes left, so I'm guessing like another 3 slow episodes and an interesting 4th episode.
Oh, is it 12 episodes total?
Yeah, well, it seems like they have like 2 slow episodes and a 3rd interesting episode, and that was the case with there were 2 slow episodes. The 2 build up to the heist, and like the 2 after the heist, where it's sort of like just build up. So maybe something interesting is going to happen next episode, and the final 3 will just be another slow 10 and 11, and the 12th one something interesting will happen. So I know, but yeah, I mean, this was a okay episode, like another. I won't say filler, because something like there was a major, status quo change, and it was in prison. So it was interesting to see Andy Serkis back. He was the foreman. You remember him?
I can't think of who the.
Well, the actor played Snoke in the Last Jedi in the sequel trilogy. But he just did like motion capture and voice. But I think this is like a different character.
Oh, okay.
You remember Snoke?
Oh, okay, I just looked him up.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, the main bad guy in the Last Jedi, Snoke.
Oh no, I was looking at the Andy.
Yeah. Well, the actor who played Snoke was the foreman in this. So I don't know if it was just like. I don't think it's the same character though. I think it's just like they just wanted Andy Serkis in the show, and he was like, sure, because he wasn't Andy Serkis as Andy Serkis in The Last Jedi. He was just like a CGI character. So they were just like, okay, sure, I'll do it. So yeah, cool to see him back. But yeah, so I mean, this has been, this show is adequate. Some interesting ideas. Oh, I guess we got to talk about Cyril Karn. I think his part of this episode, he was just trying to convince the Imperial lady that, he got a bad deal from the whole Andor situation. Like, he almost caught him, but he shouldn't have been dismissed. And he's trying to like join the Empire, and she's just like get lost. So we'll see what happens. He could like join the rebellion, because the Empire just like keeps rushing him off. So that'd be an interesting twist. But maybe he'll try to get into the Empire again. Maybe, I think, since
I'm just trying to do my job.
Yeah, and she was just like, go back to your lame desk job. So I have a feeling either he's going to join
fuel something.
Yeah, I have an idea. I have a feeling he's either going to like meet up with Luthen and like join the rebellion some way, or he's going to meet up with not Miro, but like one of the guys who's mad at her because she made him look bad in front of their superiors.
I don't know if he'll actually become a good guy or not.
Yeah, my theory is what I think is going to happen. He's going to talk to like that dude who was mad at Miro for getting him unassigned from Ferrix. So he might hire him to the Empire to spy on her. So that's
and
my
he
theory.
does have information for him because he was the first people trying to look for Andor.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So I think I've exhausted my esophagus for this episode. But yeah, I think we talked about everything. So you want to plug our social media?
Yeah, follow us on Twitter as the Zealot Podcast. Check out our Discord. All those links will be with our profile. And I think that's pretty much the main ones we've.
Yeah, like we had so many shows to talk about at the start of this month. And now we're just down to one now. Just Andor is all that remains.
Yeah, we were running 3 at a time there for a while.
Although I think Tales of the Jedi's out, but I haven't checked that out yet. It's more like an anthology series. So, but yeah, so I need to go get some water. I'm Forrest.
And I'm Robbie.
Thanks for listening. Have a good one. Bye.